What's going on, team? What's going on, team? Welcome to tonight's session for February the 19th, 2025. Gonna give everybody a few minutes here to join, and then we will get started. Just gonna give everybody about a minute or two. We'll start at 7:17. We'll give everybody 2 minutes to join. Hope you guys had a great week. Start of the week. Been pretty busy this week, so I haven't been able to do these sessions. Sister's birthday was yesterday and all that, so finally gonna get back on the charts. Tonight we'll update all the pairs that we need to update that we've missed. Answer a few questions. I think there's only really one question that stood out this week in the Discord, which was for a trade for EURUSD from yesterday going into today. I had posted in the Discord, keep an eye on EURUSD, right? We were in a pretty good spot. However, we didn't really get any confirmation, so no entries were triggered. Obviously, price went counter anyway. But we'll get to that once we get to that pair. Again, the pairs we're going to be going over today in the session are going to be the ones you see on the right hand side with the red folder next to their name. Starting off with AUDUSD and finishing off with US oil. We will be going in order from the top to the bottom, so again, just bear with us. If you guys have any questions about any other pair, whether or not they're on our list, just let me know. If it's a pair that's on our list, we're just going to go in order. If it's a pair that's not on our list, we'll add it, and then we'll get to it towards the end of the stream once we finish with the regular pairs for the day. Also, finally feeling a lot better. Just kind of have just a little bit of mucus, pretty much, but no longer really sick. So definitely gonna, it's only Wednesday, so tomorrow, we'll have our trading session tomorrow. We'll have our isolation session tomorrow, and then we'll have our trading session on Friday morning. So. We'll get started here in a few seconds, guys. I'll give everybody another minute. We'll start at the 10-minute mark on the stream. 55 seconds. Again, any questions, let me know. Make sure you guys join the Discord. Again, everything we do here is completely free. One-on-one session is completely free. Live trading session is free. Isolation session, which is this one that we're doing now, is completely free. We also do a weekly market breakdown on Sundays. So make sure you guys join the Discord and take advantage of this, guys. Alright guys, let's get started. So, starting off with AU, again, we'll kind of go, I'm not going to do a full breakdown, we'll just start from the top to the bottom, right? From the daily to the 4 to the 30. Just trying to see where we're at, what we're looking for, right? So AU, we know we're in A2 still, we're still in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the bottom. Again, this is still a pair that I am expecting price to go back up to our top of our zone of consolidation, fill this gap up, and then once we fill this gap up, that's when I'll start looking for price to go back down. Now, could price go down anytime before that? Of course. Right now, we still know we're trading higher highs and higher lows in the internal time frame. So, if we get price to make a higher high and we know we need a pullback, right? If we could catch a trade in a pullback, whether the entry is an engulfing candle or the entry is a 372, or like what price is doing now, where price is just consolidating, if we could get a simple break of the zone of consolidation to get a continuation back down to the bottom, then perfect, right? We know we could take those trades back to the bottom, right? And then just trade accordingly, right? So let's update the last 2 days, pretty much just Tuesday and Wednesday. So we know after 3 days of rise, the market's going to move sideways or it's going to go down, right? And we ended up getting that sideways movement, which is a no net, right? And then today, Wednesday, price ended up giving us a day of drop. So no continuations. We're still stuck in the zone of consolidation. This is still a pair that I'm still expecting price to move counter. So nothing really on AU for now, but we definitely should keep a close, very, very close eye on it. I'd like for price to break these lows here. And this is where I'll start looking for price to continue just that downtrend pullback, right? Again, just price making higher highs going into the higher low. So once price goes into the higher low again, that's the last time I'll be looking for trades to go short, and then we'll just keep expecting price to push up to the top side. So we got to plan accordingly with AU and just wait for price to start moving for us. EA, we are still in V2. We're still in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the top side, right? This is a good one. No gaps in the market, right? But right now we know we're in the middle of the zone of consolidation. Again, the middle of the zone of consolidation is where the market makers are trapping traders, right? So right now I already know I'm not in the best position to look for an entry, right? We know that we have no continuations in the 4-hour time frame. Price is still just making lower lows and lower highs. No shifts in market structure. So right now we just got to be patient with that. Right, and price we could still see is making lower lows and lower highs, right? We had higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So we know that we're trading between this lower high over here, or yeah, lower high. Let's move this here. We'll update this tomorrow morning with the STP. We'll do that in the live trading session. And then our low, the lowest point is this red wick, and I'm going to use the lowest red candle, which is going to be the body of this red candle and then the wick of this red candle. Right, and we know we had 2 days of drop, gave us a third day of drop counter, right, and then we ended up getting another day of drop here. And we have gaps in the market, reset the trend, so nothing here for us as of right now for EA, right? Something else we could go on EA, like, oh, where could we expect this pullback, right? This pullback could simply just be back down to the low of the zone of consolidation, right? If you notice the zone of consolidation, again, this is where price is just moving sideways, where price is rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows the entire time, right? So what could we expect with EA? You know, could EA go back down to the bottom? Of course, right? We rejected highs and now we're looking and we're seeing that price is making lower lows and lower highs. So right now for EA, we just really just got to take a step back on it. There's nothing more we could really do, right? Our jobs as traders is to pinpoint our point of interest, right? Once price gets to our point of interest, that's when we start attacking, right? That's when we have to sit on our charts, wait for price to start turning around. For example, again, we're looking for longs on EA. In order for me to start looking for entries on EA, I need to start seeing higher highs and higher lows, right? I need to see exhaustion candles. I need to see engulfing candles, right? So there's a few confirmations we have to wait for before we could consider taking a trade, right? And right now for EA, we really don't have anything. We don't have any engulfing candles. We have no exhaustion candles. Right now we have, you know, a lower time frame. We go down to the 5-minute time frame, right? You'll see that this is where price is making lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, right? Technically speaking, because of this wick on the lower time frame, price did give us a lower low, right? So we know that we're trading between this high and this low, right? So now this is where we could start getting ahead of ourselves just a little bit, right? Not only do we have a double bottom, but now in the 5-minute time frame, as you can see with this candle that just printed, right? Price is already giving us that change of character, higher high, higher low. Once price gives us the break of structure, higher high, higher low, this is when I'll start looking to take a trade to then continue, right? So before that, there's nothing for us here. So we still just got to be a little patient, right? This could be a pretty good trade for tomorrow and for the rest of this week, but again, we still have to wait for that shift, right? Not only do we want to see that internal shift, but you also have to keep in mind, okay, yes, we see that lower time frame making higher highs and higher lows, but understand that we're still trading between the overall structure lower low and lower high. So yes, even though we could take a trade here going long, we understand that we could only take this trade until price reaches a lower high, right? If price reaches this lower high, yeah, it could continue and make another lower low. If price reaches this lower high, if price reaches this lower high, price could go back down, right? On the 30-minute time frame, our confirmation that price will continue the push to the top side to complete the overall move in the daily and the 4-hour time frame is going to be when the 30-minute time frame gives us higher highs and higher lows. So overall, I'll be looking for price to break these highs, and if price breaks these highs, then we know we'll continue that push back to the top side, right? So just keep that in mind. We have a lot of points of interest for a pair like EA. Again, for the majority of these pairs that are moving counter, right, the ones that are moving down when we want to see price push up, we have to wait for those shifts in the market before looking for those trades. So EA is looking good. It's definitely going to be one on my watch list for this week as well. Right now EA is one of the best pairs to keep an eye on, right? So EU, this is what I was looking, and this is what I was looking for price to do, right? However, again, we understand that EU, we still don't have that break of structure. We just have a change, right? This change of character, this could just be an inducement in the higher time frame for price to fake traders out, make them believe this is where price is going to make higher high, higher low to continue right into the higher high, and you can see now that price is still making lower lows and lower highs, right? EU starting the daily, kind of got ahead of ourselves. we know that we're still in V1. We're still in the first zone consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. So again, very similar. Before we could look for price to go back up, what do we want to see? We want to see higher highs and higher lows. We want to see engulfing candles. We want to see exhaustion candles. We don't have that in the daily. We're still making lower lows and lower highs. On the 4-hour time frame, we know that we're still trading, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, and this is where price gave us that change of character, higher high. Again, the 100% confirmation that price will continue to push to the top side is when price gives you the break of structure, right? So right now we're still just waiting. You can see how price went to the highs, rejected the highs, went back to the lows, rejected the lows, went back to the highs, rejected the highs, and this is where we start seeing price making lower lows and lower highs again, right? So even though yes, we could have a third week push, what do we want to see for that third week push to be valid? We want to start seeing lower time frames, right? 30-minute time frame, the 5-minute time frame. We want to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. And you noticed it, even though this area was my point of interest, did price ever shift? Right? No. Price continued lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right? Price never gave you higher highs and higher lows to take any of these trades to hold to continue. Right? So with that being said, EU is another pair very similar to EA, right? This is still a pair that we want to wait for price to turn around. Once price turns around and starts giving us that indication that price will continue to push back to the top side, that's when we'll start looking to take trades again, right? So right now for EU, we just got to be patient with it, wait for price to turn around, and then we start trading. At this point, you know, we're from where price is at right now, we are 87 pips from that third week push to the top side. Do I think price will give us that type of move already at the end of the week, right? Thursday going into Friday? Not really, right? This is pretty much already an invalid trade. And again, we already understood that, right? On Sunday's session, we talked about the gaps in the market. We talked about how that resets the trend. We talked about how that affects the market as well. So right now, it's just a waiting game, right? Being patient, wait for our confirmations. So EU, nothing for me just yet, right? Just keeping a very close eye on it. The question for this pair, I asked in the group chat. I said in the group chat, keep an eye on this chart. This was yesterday at 11 p.m. Right, and then somebody said a 4-hour engulfing candle during that time, but no, that's incorrect. There was no 4-hour engulfing candle going long, right, or going short. There is no engulfing candles here, so that's not the reason why I was looking for the entries. Right, the reason why I was keeping a close eye on the pair is very simple. Right, again, it was pretty much this pair making higher high into a higher low in the higher time frame. Right, once price gave us that higher low push, which was also the bounce off the 200 EMA, which is where we want to see price push in level 2. Right, this is why the 200 EMA was my indicator, right? One of my confirmations. Right, the white EMA. On the 4-hour, we're bouncing off the 200. On the 30-minute, we're bouncing off the 200. What I wanted to see, right, was for price to break these highs. And the fact that price never broke these highs and rejected, and again, just continued the trend. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? I didn't take any of these trades. We needed to wait for price to give us a higher high. The fact that price never gave us that push, the fact that price never gave us that shift, that's why price decided to just continue and make lower lows and lower highs. So, on to the next one. Again, guys, any questions, let me know. Anything that's not making any sense, just let me know. EURCAD, we are still in V1. We're still in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. Again, no break of structures from our zone of consolidation, so we're still looking for price. Even though we're looking for price to go up, right, we know we still have this gap at the bottom of the market. Again, very similar to AU, just counter, right, going opposite. We're looking for price to go down to fill this gap up first and then continue to push to the top side, right? Also, once price gets to these highs, the same way we did this entire time, before we could continue to look for trades up in this area, we need to see the break and the retest, and this is when I'll start looking to take trades again to continue that push to the top side, right? So right now for EURCAD, just another pair where we just gotta take a step back, take a deep breath, right? There's no continuations. We're still stuck in the zone consolidation in the 4-hour time frame too, where price is rejecting lows and rejecting highs the entire time, right? This entire zone, reject lows, reject highs, reject lows, reject highs, right? We're stuck in this zone. Right, so understanding that we're just in a zone of consolidation and we have to wait for price to turn around. Right, once price starts giving us higher highs and higher lows, that's when I'll start looking to take trades. right? Or if we have a continuation, right? We have 2 days of rise going into a third day. We have 2 weeks of rise going into a third week. This isn't correct. This is a drop, not a rise. And then this is a no net, right? And we're still trading between the same 30-minute low and 30-minute high that we've been trading this entire week. And again, yes, we have a change of character, but we never got the break of structure. So again, that's another indication. That's already an early confirmation letting us know that price is not ready to continue to push to the top side, right? So while everybody was getting faked out, everybody thought that this is where price was going to just make higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Everybody got faked out, and then price went straight into everybody's stop loss, right? So it's very, very important to understand market structure and the reasons why, right? That's going to save you a lot of money in the future once you guys start trading, right? And if you're already a trader and you're losing trades, you know, this is most likely the reason why you're losing trades. GA, we are in V2, right? We're in the second zone of consolidation. We have the break of structure of our zone of consolidation. We're looking for the pullback, the higher low, to continue into a higher high, right? And right now, what are we looking for? The same thing. We want to see the shift in the market structure. We want to see higher highs and higher lows. And right now, we're looking good, right? We're still trading between that internal higher high and higher low, but very similar to the other pairs, right? These higher highs and higher lows that we got was just a change of character. Again, our confirmation that price will continue to push to the top side is like what we had drawn out here, right? We need to see that break of structure, the retest, and then that's when we start looking to take trades again to continue to push to the top side. And right now for this week, price has just been consolidating, not a lot of movements, right? Price went down the first day of the week, then it went back up, then it went back down, then it went back up, then it went back down, and we've just been consolidating since last night, right? So right now for GA, again, is just being patient, right? Waiting for the market to develop, and then once the market gives us confirmations of where price wants to go, that's when we'll start looking to take trades, right? For the last 2 days, price has just been moving sideways, so nothing really here for us for right now. We still have these engulfing candles at the bottom of the zone, so you know, if price wants to come back down here, this will be another point of interest to start looking for trades to go back to the top side. Right, so right now for GA, really nothing on my screen, man. Nothing too interesting. It's gonna go on to the next one. Again, guys, any questions, let me know. Anything you guys want me to go over, anything you guys want me to explain, just let me know. GCAD on the daily time frame, right? Right now, still, I don't want to mark this as a second zone of consolidation. I'm still saying that we're in level 2. For right now, we're gonna see how this develops in the next couple weeks, next couple months, and then we'll mark that accordingly. 4-hour time frame, nothing. Again, we're just stuck in the middle of this zone of consolidation. We have no engulfing candles as of right now, no valid engulfing candles, no continuations, right? Price is still making lower lows and lower highs in the higher time frame. In the lower time frame, right, 30-minute, we had the change of character, we had the break of structure, we had the retest, and we got that third push to the top side, right? These entries were given pretty early in the morning, so this is a pair that most of the time I miss these trades because this is a pair that moves kind of early, right? Pretty much sometimes in the beginning of Asia session, sometimes it moves during London session. But I am a NYC trader 99% of the time, so this is a pair that I don't get very lucky with. Right, on the third day, price gave us that third day push. I don't even want to say that this is a second day rise. It's so close to the opening candle. But we'll say that this is a rise no net for the sake of market structure. Right, and we know that we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Did price break these lows? I tapped it. This is a little zone consolidation. We know we're trading between this. Right, we can see that price. No, it didn't break. We're still good. Right, so we're trading between this high this high and this low. So again, right now for GCAD, just kind of taking it easy. I want to see if we have any engulfing candles in the 1 hour. I don't think I checked that. Nothing in the 1. 4 hour, nothing in the 4. Okay, yeah, so right now we just got to be patient. Looking good though. GCAD is another one that's on my list, right next to EA. What's a valid engulfing for you? Alright, I'll draw it out. Well, I'll show you here. I have this. I think this is posted on on the Discord, but this is what the engulfing candles look like. These are valid engulfing candles, right? The engulfing candles in a downtrend, right? A bearish engulfing candle is whenever you have two green candles. Again, all the candles, the greens and the reds, the three candles that we're looking for, they all have to have top and bottom wicks, right? If you're looking for the bearish engulfing, the second green candle has to close above the first, and then the bearish engulfing, right? The red candle has to close below, right? And it has to have that top and bottom wick. And then vice versa for the bullish, right? You're looking for all candles to have top and bottom wicks. Second red candle has to close below the first, and then the green candle, which is the engulfing candle, has to close above both red candles, right? And then an example of how that looks, right? And again, we'll show you on the charts, right? You see, all my entries are pretty much very similar, right? The engulfing candle, what does it look like? And this is the entry, and this is lifetime. This was a trade that we took last week on Tuesday, right? You have the engulfing candle. You have the red candle, green candle. Both red candles have top and bottom wicks. Green candle has top and a bottom wick, and it closed above the body of the first red candle, right? And then all you're looking for is for a candle after that. It doesn't have to be immediately after, but this one was just right immediately. All you're looking for is for the next candles to come down, retest that zone, right? And then boom, straight into profit. Your stop loss is right below the area, right? To then continue. Let me know if that makes sense, Adrian. I'll show you another example if needed. Right, so GJ in the daily time frame, we know we're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. We're still in an uptrend, right? Price is still respecting the daily time frame higher high and higher low. Price came up and just started consolidating, just moving sideways, right? We have no continuations on the daily time frame. The 4-hour time frame, price is just still again in that zone consolidation. So there's really nothing here on the 4-hour time frame either. We can still see internally price is still making lower lows and lower highs. So very similar to the other pairs, guys. This is still a pair that I'm looking for price to give me valid change of characters and break of structures, right? And if you notice, again, this is where price gave us a change of character, lower low, lower high, higher high, right? Change of character, and we're trading between this 30-minute high and 30-minute low. So again, could this just be price going down to give us a higher low to then continue into a higher high? Absolutely, right? But again, before I look for trades going long, I need to see price giving us higher highs and higher lows, right? So right now we don't have none of that. Right now price is still making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and you can see that for today, already price open and it's already giving us another lower low, right? And GJ is another pair that it's very rare for me to catch a GJ trade because this is again another pair that moves a lot during Asia and London session. But you know, sometimes we get lucky and we catch these trades, right? This one was I was up. This was during London session at 4 in the morning, so you can see that I was looking for these change of characters. We just never got it. Price just continued going down. Thank you. That cleared it out. No problem, my brother. Let me know if you need another example or anything else. GU, GBPUSD, we are in V1, right? We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. We know that we already have that break of structure that we're looking for, right, to start the second push. And again, after a higher high, we're looking for a higher low, and that's exactly what price is giving us, the higher low. Now, once price gets into this higher low, what do we want to see? We want to see higher highs and higher lows in the lower time frame, right? Did we get that? Let's take a look. Right now, we have no engulfing candles in the daily. The 4-hour time frame, right? This is not a valid. So this is an example of not a valid engulfing candle, right? Yes, even though both candles have top and bottom wicks, the green candle has a top and bottom wick, the green candle closed above, right? Adrian, now ask you the question: what's missing? Why is this not a valid engulfing candle? What's missing? I'll give you a few seconds to answer that question in the chat, Mr. Adrian. Why is this not a valid engulfing candle? Earth to Adrian. I'll give you a minute. I'll give you till the 40-minute mark and 20 seconds. So we'll give you 30 seconds here. What's good, Mr. Wade? I was just asking Adrian a question in the chat since he had a question about the engulfing candles. We went over it. And the question that I have for him, if anybody else wants to go ahead and answer this question, you can. Right? Why is this not a valid engulfing candle? If you know the answer, it's cool. If not, you know, that's what we're here for. We're here to help. So, does anybody have the answer for this? We'll give everybody 20 seconds. Right? Why is this not a valid engulfing candle? And again, we just explained this, guys. If you guys are going to take this serious, right? Anytime you're in any live session of ours, whether it's the live trading session, whether it's the isolation session, whether it's the weekly market breakdown, or even if it's a one-on-one session, make sure you guys have your notebooks out. Make sure you guys are taking notes. It's the only way to understand trading. It's the only way to be able to grasp every single detail that you need to know. I'll give you guys another 20 seconds. Why is this not a valid engulfing candle? Again, if you don't know the answer, it's all good. You know, that's what we're here for. Nobody has an answer. Why is this not a valid engulfing candle? Okay. Want to give you guys a few more seconds. I don't know if I'm delayed. We broke structure? No, that's not the right reason. I'll pull up the screenshot again of what a valid engulfing candle looks like for you guys. And again, make sure you guys take notes. Again, for the ones who really are taking this serious, right? The number one piece of advice I'll give you, make sure you guys take notes. With everything that we show, with everything that we talk about, make sure you guys take notes. Right, so the reason why this is not a valid engulfing candle, and I'll pull up the screenshot. This is what I just pulled up for Mr. Adrian. Literally a few seconds ago. Literally, like, he asked a question, Wade, just so you know, he asked a question at 7:34, and you joined at 7:39. So in between that 6-minute, you know, I was going over the examples, and I showed it live on on the chart that we were on. So I'll pull up that chart as well so you can see a valid engulfing candle. So this is what an engulfing candle should look like, right? When you're looking for example, a bullish engulfing candle, which is what we have here, right? You need to make sure that every single candlestick, right, the 3 candlesticks that you're looking for, all of them have to have top and bottom wicks, right? In a case of a bullish engulfing candle, that second red candle, right, needs to close below the first red candle, right? And then obviously the engulfing candle needs to close above both of them, right? Same thing with the bearish engulfing candle, is just inverted, right? Instead of looking for 2 reds and a green, you're looking for 2 greens and a red, right? And the same rules apply. The second green candle needs to close above the first, and then the red engulfing candle needs to close below both of them, right? So in this situation, right, you guys see what the difference is? Why is this not a valid engulfing candle? Right? It's because that second red candle never closed below the first, right? It was just a wick, right? So this is why this is not a valid engulfing candle in this area, right? So right now that's not a valid engulfing, so I'm not going to mark it, right? And on the 30-minute time frame, right, we know that we had the change of character, we know we had the break of structure, and we're looking for the pullback, right? And instead of getting a steep pullback, it looks like price just wants to give us a zone of consolidation, which is okay, right? A zone of consolidation is very easy to trade. Why is it easy? Because if price rejects these lows, we know we're going to go up, right? If price rejects these lows, we know we're going to go up. In order for price to continue to push to the top side, right, we know we need to see a break, the retest, to then continue, right? So again here, if price rejects these lows the same way that we are right now, it looks like price wants to reject, we know that we could take a trade either here, we could take a trade here, we could take a trade here, right, up until we get into these highs. Once we get into these highs, this is where our targeted take profit should be at, to get out of the trade, right, the same way we did here, and then wait for what? Then we need to wait for the break of structure. Once we get the break of structure and retest, then we know we could get in again here to continue the push to the top side, right? So it's just a game of pretty much you're ping-ponging with these zones, right? It's understanding, okay, this is why this doesn't work, this is why this works, this is why we should be looking for this instead of this, right? We know we had 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, we know the market's going to either move sideways or go down, and we ended up moving sideways, right? So we have a no net, right? And then for today, price ended up giving us a day of drop, right? So it's looking good. Now, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price went down and gave us a change of character, lower low. So we know that we're trading between this high over here. Sorry guys, I still have the sniffles. I'm not sick anymore. Like, I'm not feeling bad, but I still got the, you know, the mucus and everything else that comes from the after sickness symptoms. So I'm sorry if you guys hear me, you know, sniffling in the background. Right, let's take a look at the 1 hour and the 4 just one more time. Do we have any engulfing candles that are valid? No. Okay. So right now is just the lower time frame, right? The lower time frame is where I want to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. And right now we still have lower low, lower high. You know, could we go down to the 1 minute and start saying this is lower low, lower low, change of character, higher high? We could, right? And if that's the case, then we know that we're looking for this high to be broken for price to give us a break of structure, and we'll have a simple trade back up into this zone. Right, and then this is where we're looking for price to break again, retest, to then continue. And if price does that, then you see that we have clean traffic all the way back up to that top zone that we were talking about. Right, we have clean traffic all up until we get into the zone. Right, and if you go back to the 30-minute time frame, just think about it. Right, if all our rules are being followed and we could take another trade the same way we did on Monday, right? Just think about it. If we take a trade somewhere in this area, this is about a 40 pip take profit, right? If we take a trade somewhere in this area, right, that's still a 30, right, a 30 pip TP, right? So shouldn't be a bad trade, right? This is definitely a pair that I'm going to keep a very, very close eye on. This is still a pair that I'm expecting price to continue to push to the top side. And again, we could go through every single rule in the rule book, right? For GU, we know we're looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA. Right now we don't have that on the daily time frame. It's all good, right? Daily time frame, we're still downtrending, right? Daily time frame is still lower low and lower high. 4 hour time frame, we're uptrending, right? We went from making lower low and lower high to finally price gave us a change of character, higher high, right? Again, remember what I said about this engulfing candle, right? Even though it looks like it's respecting this engulfing candle right now, right? Could price go lower? Could price give us a steeper pullback? Of course, because we understand two things. Right, the number one thing is we know we're looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA, which is the white EMA. Right, not only that, internal time frame, we had higher high, higher low, higher high. Could price come down and gave us a higher low? Right, and in this higher low, could price continue into a higher high? Of course, absolutely. Right, so it's a game of again understanding points of interest, right? And we could keep it simple. I say it's keeping it simple, but again, there's so many rules in the playbook that you have to understand to be able to grasp the entirety of why you should be looking for a trade and why you shouldn't be looking for a trade, right? There's so many strategies in the rulebook of trading that, again, if you don't take notes, if you don't take a step by step, there's no way you're going to memorize and understand why you're looking for what you're looking for, right? And this is why you see a lot of traders having different strategies, right? If you're a trader using fib retracements, right, and you're just looking at fib retracements and nothing else, right, you might be already in this trade. Why? Because retail traders, right, use fib retracements, and they're looking at this as a bullish flag post pattern, where price shoots up with no pullback, right, consolidates between 23.6 and 38.2, for price to continue. And again, if you use your fib, that's exactly what price is doing right now, right? Breaks up, consolidates between 23.6 and 38.2, to then continue, right? So there's a lot of fib traders, a lot of retail traders who are already in this trade, right? So there's a whole bunch of confluence, right? You have, again, the EMAs, the 50% retracement, like everything is pointing for price to give us a steeper pullback in this area, right? So again, just keep it in mind that trading, there is not one simple rule. I'm gonna learn this and it's gonna be, you know, smooth sail. Like, no, you need to understand the whole piece of the puzzle. The day that you don't understand the full piece of the puzzle and you lose a trade, that's when you're gonna be like, oh, okay, that's why Jumper said that you have to know everything, right? Because if you don't know what you're looking for, you're gonna lose. It's just as simple as that, right? So right now for GU, again, this is a pair that's on my watch list, very similar to EU, but I just have to wait for those confirmations, those slight confirmations that are gonna give me a better edge in the market and a better entry, right? So GU is looking good. Again, guys, any questions, just let me know. Anything that's not making any sense, anything at all, just let me know. Oh, sorry, I needed to pause the live for a minute. Just saw the question. Gotcha, Adrian. No problem, my brother. Let me know if the question made sense, and if you need me to go over the answer again, just let me know, Adrian. I got you. US30, I already said it on Monday or whenever I did the last session. I'm not gonna go over US30 on stream. There's way too many beginner traders who have hit me up this week talking about losing their accounts because they tried trading US30. And I'm not going to. I'll keep US30 for the weekly market breakdown, and I'll keep US30 for the live trading sessions. But I'm not gonna go over this on this session, the isolation session. Again, we trade every single pair the same exact way, so it's not losing any value. But I hate being the person that I'm not gonna say I'm the reason why people are losing US30, because that's not the case. We're not a signals group. And we don't, we're never here telling you guys take this trade. No, right? We explain our charts, the same way we do with every pair. But everybody has their different ways of viewing what people say. So, US30, and we always say this too about US30, about gold, about GBPJPY, about US oil, Bitcoin as well. These are not pairs that you guys should be trading if you're beginner traders, right? And again, I said this in the last session. I'll say it again. If you don't know how to look at a pair like AUDUSD that moves 59 pips on a day-to-day basis, right? How do you expect to look at a pair that moves 473 pips, right? If you can't look for your strategy on a pair like AUDUSD that only moves 50, 60 pips a day, how are you doing it on US30 that moves 473 pips, right? How are you doing it on a pair that moves like gold at 421 pips, right? How are you doing it on a pair that moves 270 pips, right? If you can't do it on a pair that moves 30 pips, 40 pips, 50 pips, right? How are you expecting to go to GJ and look for that same entry when price is moving at 204 pips, right? Pairs that move over 100 pips, you have to graduate to those pairs. Again, if you don't know how to look for entries on a pair that moves 50 pips per day, how are you going to do it on a pair that moves 400 pips? It makes no sense, right? So we're just gonna skip US30. I'm not gonna touch upon US30 when it comes to the isolation session. USDCAD, we are still in peak high territory, right? We reached the previous peak high, and then price, as soon as we made that new high, shot right back down, right? So right now USDCAD is not even on my watch list. Just gonna keep this one updated, but I'm not looking to trade it, right? Until I don't see price starting that downtrend push, I'm not going to take this trade, or I'm not even going to look for entries on USDCAD. But we'll keep it updated, so we won't have to do this in a week or two. Right? We have 2 days of rise, right? We know price is still making lower low and lower highs, so again, just going to keep it very simple. Right? I'm not going to take any of these trades. Again, I'm going to mark this, and we'll go over this tomorrow morning. Ever since I'm legit, oh yeah. She wanna be rich. I'm not so tatted on her body, yeah. It don't matter what they say, I'm timeless. USD ZAR, daily time frame, we're in V2, we're in the second zone consolidation, looking for that third push to the top side. Again, we know we have this gap at the bottom of the market, so this is a pair very similar to EA, or to ECAD. We still have this gap. I want to see price fill this gap up first and then continue that push to the top side, right? So right now for USDZAR, price is still making lower lows and lower highs on every single time frame except for the 30. I'm sorry, every single time frame is making lower lows and lower highs, right? And the 30 is making lower low, lower high, lower low. It gave us that push to the top side for a lower high, right? Could this be a lower high to continue into a lower low? 100%. So right now USDs are just taking a step back from that, not even going to be trading it. Again, gold very similar to US30. I'm not going to give my analysis here on the isolation session. This will be for the live trading sessions in the morning. Let's take a look at the daily first, right? Daily, well, I said I'm not going to do it. See, I'm already on. I'm going to do it. No. Let's see, so daily time frame, nothing on the daily. We're still making higher highs and higher lows. Still trading between the same highs. Not going to update that just yet. 4-hour time frame. Right, we do have a new low. It's a pretty big zone. I'm gonna use the wick and the body of that red candle. We know we're trading between that low and this high. Right, we had 2 days of rise, today being the third day. Price gave us a rise, no net. So could we expect price to give us another push tomorrow? Could happen, but we're at the highest point in the market. I don't trade in this area, right, unless it's a rejection of the highs to go low, the same way we did here last week. Right, once we had a rejection of the highs and price started making lower lows and lower highs, that's when I took the trade. Right, went back down, rejected the lows, and then price started making higher highs and higher lows again. So right now for your gold, just taking a step back. Bitcoin is another one. Well, these last 3 pairs I'm not even gonna do full analysis on for you guys, so I'm pretty much just here just updating my charts. But any questions, guys, let me know. If not, that's pretty much it for today, guys. We'll be back tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Any questions you guys have, any pairs you guys want me to go over, anything you guys want me to explain, just let me know. Bitcoin, we're still in the zone of consolidation. Daily time frame, no, nothing. 4-hour time frame, nothing on the forward just yet. No engulfing candles, nothing that's valid, no continuations. And on the 30-minute time frame, same thing, no continuations. Internal time frame, we could say that this is already where price is going to start turning around. And then US oil, we know we're in the first zone of consolidation and a downtrend. We're still at the bottom of the zone of consolidation and a downtrend, so this is not the best spot to look for a trade. But this is where we want to start seeing engulfing candles going short, right? We want to see bearish engulfing candles. We want to start seeing lower lows and lower highs. We want to see continuations. We had 2 weeks of drop, right? Today, this week being the third week, it gave us that low and then pushed to the top side. On the 4-hour, do we have a valid engulfing? We have a green, green, red, but the red didn't close below the first green candle, so this is not an engulfing candle. This is not valid. The 30-minute and the 1-hour, let's see. Right, in the 1-hour time frame, we do have a valid engulfing candle. This one was given at 11 a.m. Right, gave us a nice little entry straight into profit. Right, so 30-minute, let's update our 30-minute chart. Right, we had lower low, lower high, lower low. Boom, higher high, right? This is a little change of character, higher high. So let's mark this to a change of character. And we know that we're trading between this 30-minute low. Did we ever use this flip zone? Hold on, let me see. Gotta delete that, okay. And then let's also delete these brushes that we have. And we know that we're trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. And now let's look in the 30. Do we have any engulfing candles in the 30? We had a green, green, not a red. Okay, no valid engulfing. So then we had a day of rise, 2 days of rise. Today being the third day, boom, 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, what must the market do? Tomorrow, we know the market's either gonna move sideways or give us a day of drop. So just gotta be patient with oil for tomorrow. But that's pretty much it, guys. Any questions? Anything else you guys want me to go over? Any other pairs you guys want me to go over? Any examples you guys want me to show? Anything at all, let me know. I'll give you guys a few seconds. If no questions for the people here watching live, then perfect. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. For the people who watch the recordings, if you guys have any questions at any part, again, feel free to message me. I'm pretty much free this entire week. For the rest of the week, pretty much. So just let me know if you guys want to request a one-on-one session. And we'll set up a time and a day for you guys. And again, when you message me, if the people watch the recording, please make sure you add the timestamp as to where your question is. So for example, if you had a question about US oil, hey, on the 51-minute mark, when you talked about this and this, could we go over this? And message me that on Discord or on X or Instagram, where you guys feel more comfortable. All good, thank you, no problem, Wade. Hope you have a good rest of your night, my brother. Real quick before we sign off, Forex Factory, Wednesday, we're done with Wednesday, right? 8 p.m. just hit 8 p.m. We have medium impact news. Now for tomorrow, Thursday, right, overnight we're good, right? 8:30 a.m. we have high impact news, and that's pretty much it up until AUD at 5:30. But we're already off of our charts by 10:30, 11. So tomorrow should be a pretty solid day of trading. Shouldn't be too crazy. Volume shouldn't be too crazy. I'm not expecting price to move erratically tomorrow or tonight. So potentially tomorrow morning for our live trading session, we should have a trade. And then Friday, we have a lot of news on Friday, right? We have news starting at 2 in the morning with GBP, 3 in the morning all the way till 4 a.m. we have Euro news. 4:30 we have, again, from 4:30 to 9:45 in the morning we have GBP news again, Canadian news, we have USD news. So Friday shouldn't be, I'm not really expecting anything out of Friday. Again, Fridays I usually don't trade anyway. So once we get to Friday, once we get till tomorrow's isolation session, we'll talk about Friday more into detail and see if we could potentially look for any trades. But for right now, for tomorrow, truthfully speaking, the only pairs that kind of look really good, again, US oil is one on my list for sure. EA is also one on my list that I'm going to keep a close eye on, but you can still see that price is rejecting highs, right? As soon as price gave us that internal change of character, price just melted back down to the bottom. So EA is one on my watch list, but I'm still having to see, I still want to see more confirmations. EU is also still one on my watch list to give us that third push to the top side. There was another pair that I saw. Was it EURCAD? I believe it was EURCAD. GA, look what price did with that last 30-minute candle that just closed, right? Just crazy, went back down to the bottom. So not gonna be forcing any trades for tomorrow, guys. Just gonna take it very easy, right? Keep it simple, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, guys. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Peace out.